why oil prices are currently rising, and what that means for us.
Imagine a commodity that influences almost everything in your daily life, from gasoline prices to groceries to plane tickets. That commodity is oil, and right now, oil prices are rising sharply again. But why is this happening? And what does this mean for the economy, inflation, and your wallet? That's exactly what we're going to look at now. Global oil prices have risen noticeably in recent weeks. The most important oil price index, the so-called Brent crude oil price, is used internationally as a benchmark and reacts very sensitively to political and economic developments. Several factors have recently put pressure on the market. These include geopolitical tensions, production decisions by major oil-producing countries, and rising demand from key economies. When supply and demand become unbalanced, markets often react immediately. And that is precisely what we are seeing right now. A crucial factor is the decisions of the major oil producers. A group of major oil-producing countries, known as OPEC, controls a large portion of global oil production. If these countries reduce their output, the supply on the market decreases. And when less oil is available, prices typically rise. Precisely such production cuts have been announced several times recently to stabilize the market and support higher prices. At the same time, investors are closely monitoring the energy policies of various countries. Besides supply, demand also plays a major role. Many economies continue to grow or are attempting to expand more strongly after economic downturns. Industry, transportation, and energy production require enormous quantities of oil. Particularly large economies like China and India drive global demand. When these countries need more energy, the pressure on the oil market automatically increases. This often leads to rising prices on international markets. Rising oil prices affect almost every sector of the economy. Transportation costs rise because fuel becomes more expensive. This affects air travel, supply chains, food transport. When companies face higher costs, they often pass these on to consumers. This, in turn, can fuel inflation. And that's precisely why central banks worldwide are closely monitoring oil prices. Energy prices are among the most important factors influencing overall price trends. How oil prices develop in the coming months depends on several factors. For example, political conflicts, economic growth decisions made by oil-producing countries' technological developments in the energy sector. If production volumes remain stable and demand continues to rise, prices could remain under pressure. However, should the economy weaken or new energy sources be used more extensively, the market could ease again. Oil prices are therefore far more than just a number on a market report. They influence our economy, our daily lives, and often political decisions. And that's precisely why it's worthwhile to understand these developments more closely. If you're interested in topics like economics, energy, and global developments, then subscribe to the channel for more explainer videos.